Come on, let's revise to know more. Here about the calling. How do we use calling, or what is being tested about calling? When you see calling in any answer, you must check 2 points. Is the information before the calling complete sentence or fragment? Fragment means it lacks a subject, it lacks a verb, it has any problem. So we need to check the kind and then the phrase deleted and then clause. You see in which it just prevails. So that is phrase, preposition phrase, and that is clause. If that is a subject and that is a verb. Yes or no? Do you hear me well?
Can you repeat what you said?
Yeah, here we have rules. Before calling, it must be complete sentence. Whatever the sentence, simple, complex, compound, complex, compound. And after the calling, it can be complete sentence or incomplete, but it must be explanation. Explanation to something mentioned before calling. So we have to check the two rules. Before it complete or not. After it explanation or not. Now we need to check before complete, yes, the kind, subject, and then include verb, and then subject plural, the verb plural. And the kinds include these, and then calling. So before calling complete, after the calling, he adds examples list as a list to what? To clarify, to explain, to eliminate, to illustrate what are these exactly. Yes or no? يبقى so we use calling to introduce a list. After the calling, we have a list to introduce, to illustrate information before. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Especially after the words or statement that uses such words, these, namely, following, as follows. So when I see these words, I must check is before complete or not. If it's not, so the answer is wrong. So we look for 3 rules before complete or not. And after, we don't care to be complete or not, but it must be explanation to something before. If it's not explanation to something before, so it's deleted. So you must delete it. Again, let's check. Is this a part sentence? Listen to a recording of one of the following concert vocalists. Is this complete? Yes. Listen here, it's a request. So the subject is hidden you. So we are talking to you. So you subject. And then listen verb. So we have subject, we have verb, and the phrases to complete the meaning. So before calling is complete sentence. Okay. But wait, after he give me list to explain who are the vocalists. Who are they? So we have a list to explain, to illustrate, to give examples to something mentioned before. But remember, it's not only to be the word before calling. I'm talking about to illustrate any word or any idea in the sentence before calling, not the word directly before calling. So be careful. That's why. Feel it?
Yeah.
So that is one use of calling. We have another mistakes like that. Look, the 3 important composers from the United States are. So that's a sentence. Yes. Let's read. Remember to know it. A sentence or fragment, delete the phrases, delete the clauses, delete the non-essential information to find the subject and verb. He said 3 important composers. Phrase delete. Or so we have subject, we have verb, and the meaning complete. So it's a sentence. So this is part is sentence. Do we need a calling? No, because it's already complete. Yes or no?
Because the list is a part of the complete sentence.
Yes,
So that's why we can't put the colon.
yes. If I put calling here wrong, because the information before calling this part only, is it clear?
Mm.
No. Composers are what? The calling stopped the meaning. So we need to delete the calling, but here we don't need calling. Like this one,
Oh.
what kinds of music are most popular in South America, Asia, Africa, Oceania? So we don't need calling. Did you catch it? And as we
Mm.
do the test, like we don't need, or we check all the answers. So this is one use. After the calling, we can find the materials, any information to explain, to illustrate, to restate. Remember, restate means he's going to say the same meaning by different words. Let's check. Is this part of complete sentence or fragment?
Complete.
Pause, subject, pause, verb, agreement between them, adjective to describe, so complete. I'm just checking. After the colon, I don't care. I don't care it's complete or not, but the meaning. Children had been playing. So it's a sentence again. Okay, or it can be a sentence or not. But he explained what was the cause, how the fire happened, for example. So it is, remember, the calling in the correct place. We cannot use calling here or there. Must be in this part after completing the sentence. Again, where is the subject and verb in the sentence before calling? The joyous news was the new subject was announced to the patiently waiting crowd. Complete. So, what is the news? The queen had given birth to a healthy daughter. So it's a complete what was the news exactly. But that means
But
I can have a complete sentence, no problem, but to illustrate. That's why
is this explaining? It's not explaining.
it can be anything, explaining, illustrating, restating. You catch it?
Okay.
And it's explained to the news. He said the news was announced. What are the news? What is the news? The queen had given birth. You catch it? It's not only
Mm-hmm.
before, it can be anything in the sentence. Another use to introduce a long formal quotation. Any quotation? No. Quotation to prove something before. The same. It can be as you know, after the word this, these, following, as you know. But wait, is before calling a complete? Yes, it's a proof. Subject, comma, phrase, and then comma, and then verb, and then the complement. So it's a sentence. This structure is correct. But after the calling, is it explanation? I know,
No.
of course, others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. I know it's a common quotation. I pronounce it as British accent because it's a British quotation indeed. But in American
Mm.
one, it's different. But what is? He said Patrick Henry closed his memorable speech with these words. What are the words? These words. Feel it? So that is the point. So it's a formal quotation, but not any quotation. That's why. How about the poetry quotation? It can be any quotation. We should explain before. Let's see, like that. Is before calling complete sentence or not? Remember, I am always checking the rules, not by looking, we have lines, it's correct. No. subject, verb, complements, correct. After, we have lines to tell you what are the following lines. We have lines already, so it's a correct. Yes, that's one. How about the other uses of colons? The simple ones like, for the numbers, the hours, after, for example, formal business letters, like this one, it's so easy. We will not test you for that, by the way. That's why. To understand. Now we need to test you. Rewrite it
Okay.
correcting any errors in the use of colons. Where do we need the colon here, for example?
The Australia include the following. So first we have a complete sentence and then we have a list, right?
So where do we use the colon exactly? After the word is the following.
Yes.
So we must use it in here. If I keep it like that, wrong. But later, we will study something like that. Calling equals a single dash, one dash. So here we can use calling or one dash, single dash. But for this point, we use calling. Now we test you again. Big one, number two, what is the calling? Number one, it checks the rules. Do we have complete sentence here or not?
It's not complete because the subject are in the list.
No, because we don't have compliments. Some professional baseball players and then close delete who have hit at homes runs in I delete the clauses, I delete the phrases to find the subject and verb. So I found here subject verb. Now players are what? The calling stopped. So if I delete the calling, I found the are, blah 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 blah. So we have subject, we have verb, we have complements. Huh? That means we need to delete the calling. So the calling here misplaced, no unnecessary. That's why. So we always check the rules of the calling in any answer. In number three, where is the calling?
After is obvious.
So after the word obvious, yes.
Mm.
So it must be here. Now we need to check drunk drivers. Complete sentence, I don't care. After the calling, we can have letter or word or a phrase or sentence or anything. But what is the reason? Drunk drivers. And of course, we must kill them. Ah, no. So that is the point. And here, a lot of examples for you. That is a calling. How about semicolon? Semicolon, simply the first rule is, well, let's make it in order. He said semicolon to separate main clauses. So, semicolon, before it must be clause. Remember, it's a clause or sentence. Clause means one sentence, simple sentence. Main clause means simple sentence. But before semicolon, it can be a complex sentence, compound sentence, complex compound. It must be a sentence. And after it must be a sentence, then full stop. If we have here no sentence or fragment, wrong. Here, fragment, wrong. Okay. Now, let's check. Is that a sentence? Yes. Is that a sentence? Yes. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Correct. Why this one correct? Because we have comma fanboys. And we had rule before complete sentence. Comma fanboys, one of the fanboys. Complete sentence, full stop, correct. Here we have the rules. Subject, verb, complement. Subject, verb, complement. So there is no any mistake. So we need comma. That's why. How about the
Okay.
semicolon? Complete, semicolon, complete, correct. But can we change a comma to semicolon? We have exceptions, but later we'll study. But now not. Okay, let's check. Is this part a sentence or fragment? We will revise, inshallah, later this chapter of sentence fragment, but it's so simple. Find the subject, find the verb. To find the subject and verb, delete phrases, delete clause. This is preposition phrase because we have preposition, delete. Now I am looking for subject and verb. This is a subject. This is a verb. Because simple is a subject. Who did the action? Who wrote this? It was a subject. What did he do? Wrote this verb. Wrote what? Music, this object. So it's complete. So to the semicolon complete the second part. Remember, you must check both of them. His composition, subject, word, influence, verb, and then by correct. So the semicolon in the correct place. We cannot change the place after his or composition. Take care. That's why. So you check the rules. That's it. You understand?
Yeah.
Let's check the other one. He said for the conjunctive adverb. So simple. We agreed that complete sentence and then semicolon and then complete sentence full stop, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
What if we want to use conjunctive adverb like however, nevertheless, any one of these, or any conjunctive adverb, not only these? Before the second sentence, we need comma and then the transition word. So the transition words between them. Remember, between them, you need comma after. That's it, complete, and then complete, correct. Transition words only to show the relationship between meaning. Remember, because
Oh.
we have some common mistakes, and this point will come in the test, in any test, by the way. But remember, not in any test, it depends on your module. If your module easy, you will not find it because you answered easy questions. Remember, your test is adaptive. The first module is very important to avoid the easy questions. When you find easy question, you are at risk because easy question means very low score. So be careful. But I'm
Okay.
sure for you, you will find all the hardest question because hard question means you are in a high level. We give you hard question to collect a lot of score. That's why. Now let's follow the rules. Is before semicolon complete. Subject, verb, complement. Okay, after. Yes, the punctuation, semicolon, conjunctive adverb, comma, correct. Remember, we are talking about punctuation, but later we can change in fact to nevertheless, nonetheless. So we test you for the meaning. But here for the punctuation, can we delete the comma? No. Can we use here full stop? Yes. Why? Because semicolon equals full stop. Called Farid, as you know. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So can we change the semicolon to full stop? Yes. It's the same meaning and the same everything. But here we can use semicolon. Again, complete. The problem always to check is it complete or not. So the big problem in writing to know it is a sentence or not. If, for example, the jazz, blah, 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 here's the opera is, so the subject and the verb. And as you know, this is the name. We don't care about end. It's one name. Is it generally considered to be Crowan's masterpiece? So we are referring to something singular. So it's a subject verb complement, correct? After blah blah blah, call subject verb, correct? Semicolon correct place, yes, comma correct place, conjunctive adverb, correct. So everything is correct. So we need semicolon or full stop. That's why.
If we put full stop, do we have to put the comma after the conjunction?
Now, if I find two answers, one with full stop, one with semicolon, in the same place and in the same everything, here answer A and here answer B, both of them wrong because they are equals.
Mm-hmm.
So how to have two answers for one question? That means there must be a trick in another sentence, another answer. See that? So be careful. If I find the full stop, semicolon, and any two answers, both of them wrong. And this is called the hacks. And inshallah later we'll study the common hacks in the tests to use them if the time is running and the question is hard. But the question will not be hard for you because the hard is about the vocabulary, the meaning. Now let's go. Semicolons and commas. It means we can use semicolons for the list. Yes, and this one it comes in the test. When can we use semicolon as a list? If before the list, between the semicolons, we have already commas. And look here between them, we have comma. Between them, you see, we have commas or not? Here. Here we have commas or not? So you know the list. Information, comma, and information. Normally we use commas, but if we have commas here, here, we must change the main commas to semicolon to avoid the confusion and clarity for the reader. That's why. So Louis Armstrong, what's a job? Player. Hugh Clinton, what's a job? Composer. And Sarah, a job? Singer. So we have commas. We have commas. So between the semicolons, we have commas. So we must use semicolon and not comma and. And as you know, semicolon or but depends on the meaning. This is another use of the semicolon. Remember, all of these already in any reading in the test or not, but sometimes we don't know how to analyze. That's why. Is it easy or hard?
It's easy.
Now let's jump. Use a semicolon to separate two main clauses, okay? Joined by coordinating conjunction. Remember, this is a common mistake. Remember, because it's a trap. Why it's a trap? We agreed before complete sentence, comma, fanboys, complete sentence full stop, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
When should we change this comma to semicolon? Because coordinating conjunction means fanboys. So we have one condition to use semicolon before the fanboys. If, look, when one or both of the clauses already contain several commas. Look before but. If you read, we'll find the comma, comma, comma. So we have commas. Look, we have commas again. To avoid the confusion to the reader, we must change the comma to semicolon. So before you delete it, because you know the rules, before you delete it, check, do you have commas or not? We have, so we need semicolon. Why? Because some students memorize it like that, complete, comma, fanboys, complete, full stop, correct. They look here only. So don't look here only. Before complete or not. Before complete or not. If you have commas here or there or both of them, you need to change the semicolon. And this is a common trap in your test. That's why we'll find it in many tests. Now let's try together. Rewrite correcting errors in the use of semicolons. Where can we use a semicolon here?
Um, Room very clean. After clean.
After the word clean, sure.
Yeah.
That is
Wait.
because you start a new sentence.
Yeah.
This sentence reminds us of common mistake. Complete sentence. There is no any punctuation like that. Complete sentence, full stop, wrong. I told you about it before. It's called run on mistake. Complete sentence. Nothing. Complete sentence, full stop, wrong. Like that, we have sentence. Nothing between them here. Complete sentence again, full stop, wrong. Directly. Again, complete sentence. Comma. Comma only. Complete sentence, full stop, wrong. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's it. Now we need to test you for something difficult. Number 5. Do you have any mistake?
Great. The semicolon is supposed to be before the nonetheless, and after the nonetheless, there is supposed to be
Yes,
um,
you are correct.
comma.
This is conjunctive adverb. So the sentence stopped here. So here we need full stop or semicolon. Conjunctive adverb, so the comma and then complete sentence. But your job is to check if this is complete or not. Here complete or not. Very important. So that is what we need to know more about it. Now let's jump to the commas. The main problem for all of us. But it's very easy. Memorize the rules. You will master English in any stage. The first use is to separate 3 or more words. A list. It's a series or not list, yes. But remember the list, it's not only for words. The list it could be for phrase or clauses. As you know, information, comma, and information. Yes or no? I
Yeah.
can, I can expect words. I can expect phrases. I can expect clauses, sentences between commas. No problem. But all of them must be the same. Now here to check. Lanston wrote poetry, drama, screenplays, and popular songs. All of them the same nouns. Singular plural, I don't care, but it's a noun. Comma is in correct place is correct. Remember something. General in English, we can delete the last comma. General in English. So general, you can use the comma or not. But in your test, you must find the comma. So in your test, if you found the answer without comma, delete it. Remember that because the test maker will give you answer with comma and another answer without comma. So choose with comma.
Okay.
Here we have phrases. Preposition phrase, preposition phrase, preposition phrase. If we have commas in correct places, check the parallelism. All of them the same or not? Yes. So commas in the correct place. If we change the commas after in, wrong. Before Jim, wrong. Can we have clauses? Yes. Subject, verb. Look, subject, verb. Subject, verb. So between commas, we have clauses, correct? That's why. Now do you understand it?
So between the commas, is this like an dependent or independent clause?
Must be independent, complete, of course.
Between the commas.
Must be independent, main clause, complete.
Okay.
That's why. And this is a note. Look, that you need always insert the serial commas because he said here some authorities do not recommend it. Some authorities, like formal documents for international organization or something, they delete the last comma. This is for something else, but for your test, always use it. We know it.
Okay.
Now let's find commas in wrong places or commas that change meaning. Look here, for example, here Mitchell. If you make it like that, you are talking to person called Mitchell. So Mitchell, Suzanne, and Henry are going to the store. So I am talking to person called Mitchell. Is that what you mean? So comma correct. Or they wanted to say that Mitchell, Suzanne, and Henry, all of them are going. So if I delete the comma, the meaning changes. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Both of them correct, but what is needed in the question? Check. Here again, look, all of them. So I mean the three are go. That's why. Here again, it is the same. Do we need it?
Um, it's insightful and expressive and powerful.
If you found it,
Yes.
adjective, no, adjective, adjective, adjective. So it must be commas, but
Yeah.
we have to end. So if we change the commas to end, so we delete all the commas. As you know, information, comma, and information. Yes or no?
Yeah.
If you change this comma to end or, we must delete this comma. So adjective, 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 the same. And it's three. So we need a list. He deleted the comma, okay? So we need to end or to or. To the word or, I mean. That's correct. Yes. Look, or. But wait, is
Oh.
between them correct? Noun phrase, noun phrase, noun phrase, the same. The, noun, noun. Yes or no, my dear friend?
Yes.
That's perfect, Dr. Wahid. That's why. And here are some notes for you. No problem, it's the same. Now let's have a common trap. And it's very common. Nouns that are used in pairs. Nouns that are used in pairs. It means both of them one thing. And thunder and the lightning, it's one thing. But between them we have and. So all of them one thing. And here, for example, pen and ink, it's one thing. Spaghetti and meatballs, one thing. So if I wanted to use list between them, so I must write it like that. The city are usually considered single units, should not be separated by commas. So we don't need commas here. We don't need commas in this part, in this part, this part. Okay,
Yeah.
that is the point. Let's see. If we have them in a list, I like oil and vinegar, one thing. Salt and pepper, one thing. Buttons on. So all of them in one sentence. In one sentence, so you need commas. Why? Because this is one thing. This is one thing. But this is one thing. So one, two, three. I don't need commas here. Okay, there is no commas here. But commas between the list, not between the two nouns. So no commas here or there. I need here because this is the list. You catch it?
Yeah.
That is comes in your test. That's why. So we need the same and here and here and. So the comment is correct. Nice. So your job is to check is both of them one noun or not. That is for the comments. And after seconds, I'm going to send you a link to complete the uses of commas. Give me seconds.